What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Week 1 NFL Prediction Show at J. Kellen Productions. Football is finally back. Let's get started with the Thursday night game, Chiefs versus the Lions, taking off tonight. So for this game, I obviously have the Chiefs winning. I think they should win pretty easily. I have them covering the 4.5-point spread, and this game is going over. Both the Chiefs and the Lions have a very good offense, and I don't really see any way that the Lions can stop the Chiefs. And same thing with on the other side. I don't think that the Chiefs are going to be slowed down by the Lions, and the Lions are just going to keep coming. They don't have Chris Jones on defense, and Travis Kelce is a big maybe. So if Travis Kelce doesn't play, it's not really going to change my opinion, though, because the Lions' corners aren't that good. So I think that even their receivers are going to be wide open. So give me the Chiefs to win. I got the Chiefs covering 4.5, and I got the over at 53.5 for the Chiefs. Our next game, go to the Sunday games, we got Bengals at Browns, and in the last few years, the Browns have really dominated the Bengals, and especially Week 1, Bengals are not the best Week 1 team. I have the Browns beating the Bengals, covering the 2.5 spread that the Bengals are losing. Even if the Bengals do win, it's going to be a pretty close game, so 2 points could be like a 23-21 game, and then you'd still cover. Anyway, and then over-under, I got the Browns going under. I don't think this game is going to be very high scoring. The Bengals' defense is their most underrated part of the team. That's a very good defensive team. And then the Browns, they're a run-first team. They're going to like to slow this game down. They're going to maybe score 3 touchdowns max, maybe tack on a field goal, make it like 24. Bengals, I think they're going to struggle against the Browns defense. So it's going to be like a 24-17 game, very low scoring. Next, we have the Buccaneers at the Vikings. And for this game, I obviously have the Vikings winning. Vikings being one of the better teams in the NFL. Buccaneers being one of the worst. It's in Minnesota. I think the Vikings are going to do very well this game. I think that Brian Flores as the D coordinator is going to shut down the Buccaneers offense. Not going to be able to do much, especially with Baker Mayfield at quarterback. I think the Vikings are going to cover this game, even though they traditionally play close games. Vikings, if you look at their first win, it's always like a blowout win. They're not really close Week 1 at home. Look at last year against the Packers. And then over-under, I have it going under. I don't think that the Buccaneers are going to do anything on offense. I don't think the Vikings are going to throw up like 40 points. I think it'll be like a 30-10 game. Like a decent, like a pretty high scoring game, but not really that high scoring because the over-under is 45.5. So even like 27-14 would still be under. Next game, we have 49ers at Steelers. I have this being the best game at the 1 o'clock window, and I have the Steelers winning this game, taking it from the Niners. I just don't think that the Niners are not a very good Week 1 team, and Steelers are a very good Week 1 team. They've beaten the Bills, they've beaten the Bengals in the last few years in Week 1. So I have the Steelers winning with the upset, and then over-under, it was 41, but it shifted to 41.5. So at 41.5, I'm going to go under. I just don't think that there's any way that these two quarterbacks, Kenny Pickett and Brock Purdy, they're just not going to be able to do much. These are two of the best defenses in the NFL, and 41.5 seems pretty good number for 41.5. That's like a 20-21 game. 2017 is probably going to be the final score in this game. Let's just be honest. I don't think either team is going to be scoring a lot of points against these defenses. They're both very elite defenses. Next game, we got Cardinals at Commanders, and obviously I have the Commanders winning. They're a team that actually wants to win games. They want to make the playoffs. Now, Cardinals are trying to lose, and they're starting Joshua Dobbs at quarterback, and he's not. Of the 32 NFL quarterbacks, he's definitely the worst. Sam Howell, he has better everything on offense. They have a better offense, better defense, better skill positions, better quarterback, even a better coach. Ron Rivera is definitely better than whichever. I think it's Shane Steichen is the Eagles coach or Cardinals coach. He wasn't a former Eagles guy. I have the Commanders covering the -7. I think they'll blow them out pretty easily. And then 38 is the over-under. I think it's going to go under because I don't think there's a world where Sam Howell, he's going to be putting up a bunch of points. And I don't think there's a world where Joshua Dobbs is putting up a lot of points. I think it's going to be a very low-scoring game, but a very one-sided game. It will be like 23-3, 23-7. Very low scoring, very one-sided. Next, we have Eagles at Patriots. And for this game, I have the Eagles winning. I have them covering the -4. I think Eagles are one of the best teams in the NFL. I think that they can definitely run. They'll be able to just dominate many teams with their offensive line. It's going to be a fast game because the Patriots are going to want to do the same thing. I don't think they're going to be a smarter team this year with Mac Jones as a quarterback. Still can't compete against the Eagles. And 45 is the over-under. I have this going under. I just don't think there's a world where either of these teams are going to have a lot of drives. There's just going to be very low, because both these teams like to run the ball. There's not going to be a lot of drives in this game unless there's a bunch of stops. But I project the Eagles to be able to do what they're doing very well and have a lot of drives. I think their drives are going to be 7 minutes. So they may only have 2 drives in the first half. We've seen that happen, maybe 8 drives total. So Patriots are going to have 8 drives total. So 45 points. You need 6 touchdowns, 7 touchdowns on those 8 drives for each team. Or 7 out of 16 driving in a touchdown. And I think that the Eagles' defense is pretty good. Patriots have a very good defense too. I think this game is going to go under. Now, Dolphins-Chargers. And for this game, I have the Dolphins upsetting the Chargers. You know, Tyreek Hill is the best player in this game. And the Chargers always big choke artists. I don't even think the Chargers are going to be that good this year. I think the Dolphins, this is a game that if we look back at the end of the season, this is a game that's going to be deciding who makes the playoffs. And I think the Dolphins are just going to be that little bit better than the Chargers. They got 2 really good corners, and I think they can shut down the Chargers. It's going to be hard. Justin Herbert's a great quarterback, but I have the Dolphins upsetting the Chargers on the road. Now, the over-under is 51, and it's the second highest over-under this week of the games I'm talking about. I think this goes under. The Dolphins, very sneakily good defense. They got probably one of the best corner deals in the NFL. I think they can easily win this game. And it's going to go under. I don't think either 51's pretty high scoring. Need at least both teams to score 28, which is a lot of points if you really think about how good NFL defenses are. And I just don't think either of those teams are going to do it. Packers-Bears is the other game at 4 o'clock. We got one more to talk about, but that one's pretty easy to predict. We got the Packers-Bears. I have the Bears winning this game. I think the Bears are going to... They really want to beat the Packers' massive NFL rivalry. First game without Aaron Rodgers in a decade, other than a few weird Brent Huntley games or stuff like that. And then I got the Bears winning, and Bears are very small favorites, only a -1 spread. And when the game is this close, I have the Bears covering, because they're really only going to win by 1 point. I don't think so. And then the over/under is 42. It's pretty low. Of all these spreads, it's the 3rd lowest. And I'm going over. These two Bears defense was absolutely horrible last year, dog shit. It's like those memes with the security guards at soccer games that are holding their hands like this, it was like a turnstile. You can just go through it or jump over it. It's Bears defense is horrible. I think the Packers can put up points, and obviously I have the Bears winning. So I have the Bears obviously putting up more points, and Bears offense is better. Packers offense probably isn't going to be as good, but the Bears defense is not. It's better, but not that much better. I think that both these teams can easily put up 20 points. 20 points. If each team puts up 20 points, one of them has to score at least a field goal to win. It's not going to end in a tie probably. So that's how I get the 42. Now, Seahawks-Rams. And this game was a lot more interesting before Cooper Kupp got injured. Because if Cooper Kupp's in this game, I think the Rams could shock some people. I think the Seahawks are going to be pretty good, but they're going to be pretty good later in the season. But I just think the Seahawks are just going to win this game. They got probably the most underrated receiving core in the NFL. I think Geno Smith can dot up the Rams secondary. The Rams secondary is not that good. So it's 5.5 points, right? I think the Seahawks cover that easily because the Rams, their offense doesn't have many weapons because Cooper Kupp's their guy. He's probably the top 3 receiver in the NFL, but if he's not playing, you don't get that. So Seahawks are going to win easily, 5.5 points. And I think this goes under. I think that the Seahawks, they're going to get up to a big lead in the first half, 21-0, 21-6, 21-3, and then they're just going to run the ball to Kenneth Walker. 46 is a pretty high number to get. I think the Seahawks defense is going to be a lot better this year. So give me the Seahawks to win this game for it to be the under. Now, Cowboys-Giants, I got the Cowboys winning this game. Now, this line shifted very recently to Cowboys -3 to Cowboys -3.5. And then this one is the one I'm least wanting to bet. But I have the Giants covering. I think it's going to be a close game. These two teams always play pretty close games. And then the over-under at 46.5, I have it going under. I just don't see a world. These are two of the better defenses in the NFL. All right? And I just don't see a world where Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott are putting up like 30, 25, 28, 30 points against each other. I just don't see that happening. Now, they can run the ball. Like, these are two teams that are going to run the ball because that's what their identities are and play good defense. So I don't see a world where either of these teams go up. Like obviously, like 24-20, 26-20 is a very reasonable score. 27-20 I will also say is very reasonable. But I think it's more likely it goes under. Like, the Cowboys' defense, they got Stephon Gilmore, they got Trayvon Diggs, they got Micah Parsons. Those are three of the top 25 best defensive players in the NFL. Stephon Gilmore, very underrated. Now he's the number 2 corner on a team. I think this defense can shut down the Giants more, and that's more likely than I just think that it's going to be a low-scoring game, and the Cowboys are going to come off on top. It's going to be close. I have the Giants covering. Bills at Jets. This is a game I have the Jets winning. This just seems like a game where Tuesday morning we're all talking about Aaron Rodgers. The Jets are back. Jets overhype so much. And then it's Bills -2.5. I have the Jets upsetting. And then I have it being the under. I just don't think either of these teams are going to score. These are two very good defenses. And it's week 1. And defense is in week 1 is the thing more likely to be consistent than the offense. So I have the defenses being stronger than for both these teams, and I have it being under 46.5, but I still have the Jets winning. And those are all the games I'm going to predict. Obviously, I didn't do all the games, obviously, if you were counting, but I think these are some good predictions. If you follow them, you'll win money. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.